Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I am filming inside today. So my older subscribers may remember that I used to film inside, and periodically from time to time I do film a video inside. But my newer subscribers may not have seen me film in this space before unless you've gone back and looked at some of my previous videos. But I am filming inside today because my husband is at work, so it's a lot easier for me. There's not a whole lot of extra noise in the house. There may be some echoing because this is a big room with wood floors, so I do apologize for that. But I love to film in this room. I think the lighting is amazing. Right now I might be a little bit washed out. Hold on, let me try and... That's a little bit better. The lighting did change just a little bit since I started filming, but I love the lighting in this space, and anytime I can get out of that hot, humid weather is awesome. So it is starting to cool down in the morning times, but it often is still warm and humid later on in the day when I tend to film. So I appreciate filming inside. So I'm going to bring you a favorites video today. I haven't filmed a favorites video in quite some time. I just never get my act together to really nail down products, pay attention to products that I really loved throughout the month. So I always have a hard time trying to decide at the end of the month what I would want to show in a favorites video. But this month I have kept a running tally of the things that I have absolutely been loving, so it was a lot easier for me to put together a favorites video for the end of the month. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the products that I have been loving, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with foundations. And the very first foundation that I have been loving this month is the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous. This is in the color 115 Buff Beige. And so what's been important for me in a foundation lately has been the lasting power throughout the day and the coverage that it gives me, the finish that it is on my skin. I like a matte finish. I do tend to be a little bit oilier, mostly in my T-zone, but pretty much just oily all over. And I work 10-hour days. I work in the operating room, so I'm constantly wearing a mask, and I take a mask off and put one back on between cases. So I'm constantly having something up against my face. So something that's going to last through that kind of wear and tear throughout the day is very important to me. And also that my makeup looks really good at the end of the day. This has an amazing finish, keeps me matte, and it just still looks just as good at the end of the day as it did when I put it on in the morning. Sometimes I feel even better because it does start off pretty matte, and then when my natural oils come through just a little bit, I feel like it gives it just that little bit of luminosity, but I'm not a total grease ball. So I really, really appreciate that about this foundation, and this is a really good color match for me. The next product that I want to mention is also a foundation, and this is the MAC Studio Fix Foundation or Studio Fix Fluid in the color NW20. I do feel like this color is a little bit too dark for me, but I am able to blend it into my neck with some lighter powders, and it comes out okay. This gives me a really nice full coverage finish all over my face. I feel like it keeps me matte throughout the day. If I wanted to mention any kind of difference between the two of these foundations, I would say that this one is definitely a little bit more cakey, definitely a little bit more detectable on the skin, so you can definitely tell that I am wearing something. But I think MAC foundations are kind of notorious for that, with the exception of probably their water weight foundation and their face and body that's a little bit thinner in consistency. But I love the smell of MAC foundations. It's just kind of nostalgic for me because that's kind of where my makeup obsession started. So I just love this foundation. It stands up to the wear and tear that I mentioned with the last foundation, and I just feel like my makeup looks great when I wear it. I am wearing it today, but I always feel like foundation looks better on camera than it does in person, but the way this looks on camera is just the way this looks in person, except if you really were to take an up-close look at it, I do feel like it looks a little heavy on the skin, but I'm okay with that on some days. So that is that. And so the next product that I want to show you is my NARS All Day Luminous powder foundation. And this is what I've been using lately to powder my face with both of those foundations. And I have hit pan recently this month just from daily use of this. I pulled this out in one of my makeup baskets just to kind of try it out because somebody had mentioned it and I hadn't really used it in a while. The first time I ever used it, I tried to use it wet because you can use it wet or dry. And it had gotten like some hard pan on it, and then I was kind of turned off by it and I didn't even want to try and mess with it. But I did scrape off that hard pan and I have been absolutely in love with this. I feel like this is the best companion to those two foundations for me. I feel like it just really just solidifies that makeup and keeps it on my face throughout the day, really smooths out my skin, and I just feel like it looks really, really nice with those two foundations. This is in the shade Light 2 Mont Blanc, and it is beautiful on the skin. So that is my third favorite for the month. And along that line, I also have two contouring palettes, and these are from Wet n Wild. Again, within the last month I have begun using these. I had them and had them in a drawer and hadn't been using them at all, and I am absolutely blown away. I had out my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and I was using that. I love the contours in this Shade and Light palette, and I started using these and I love these just as much. I don't want to say more. I think probably just as much, but my favorite is this Caramel Toffee. These are the originals. These are before they reformulated and I think either switched up the colors or changed the colors completely. But this is the lighter pink beige and the darker contour shade, and this is what I feel is the closest to that Kat Von D contour shade. It's just absolutely beautiful on the skin. I love this so much. And then there is the Dulce de Leche, and this is the one that has the kind of banana shade over here and a little bit lighter on the contour powder there. You can see the difference between the two. And so I just absolutely love the two of those. Really, really beautiful and comparative to the Kat Von D Shade and Light. So if you've been wanting that and you want it for the darker contour shade, but you also want the banana, I would go ahead and pick up both of these and you know, rather than splurging on the Kat Von D. Although she is coming out with the palette where you can change the different pans or refill them if you wanted to. So if that's appealing to you, where you can kind of mix and match your own, that might be something that you would want to get over these. But if you're on a budget, I would absolutely pick up those two Wet n Wild contouring palettes and you'll be totally good. Also in the bronzing realm, I'm kind of cheating just a little bit with this one. This is a MAC blush that I have just started using in my biweekly makeup basket, and this is the MAC shade in Sweet as Cocoa. And so that's what that looks, oh, that's upside down. That's what that looks like there, Sweet as Cocoa. I don't think that is focusing. But anyway, this is what the shade looks like right here. I will give you a little swatch of that. So what I've been doing is I've been doing the Wet n Wild contour shade, and I have been buffing this over that as my bronzer, and it's what I'm wearing today, and this blows me away every single time. It is shimmery, it is deep, it is rich and chocolatey, and I thought it would be too dark for my skin tone. I was going to try it as a blush, but the first day I tried it as a bronzer and I died. Like, literally died. I cannot stop using this. I probably won't stop using this. This is absolutely incredible. I am in love with this. It is a MAC blush, but I am using it as a bronzer. Totally blown away. Prior to that, I was actually using my Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light. This I had already put down as a favorite for the month before I even dove into that abyss. But this is super beautiful. I hadn't used this either since I had purchased it, so I was using this as a bronzer, and I absolutely love this as well. I know I haven't put anything else on my hand and swatched it, but that is super beautiful as well, and really, really love this also. So that is definitely also a favorite for the month, the two of these, but I will not put this down. I will keep using it to infinity and beyond. When it comes to blush, my favorite for the month was this NYX Ombre Blush in the color Mauve Me. And this is what this looks like right here. Oh my, I love this shade so much. So that's what that looks like right there. I would probably use this every day if I could. I couldn't put this down. I had other blushes to use, and I just absolutely could not put this down. So this is a super, super pretty color. Love this. Perfect for fall, and it's a favorite. Another kind of cheat is something I've been using for the last week, and this is the Tarte Color Wheel, and this is the one that I have in my bi-weekly makeup basket now with all of these shades. I have pretty much used everything up in this top except for this shade right here, which is really bright, and I have used everything up here except for these two. So I've really been loving this palette right here. Today I'm wearing this shade right here in Icon. Yeah, really, really pretty. So I love this. This is definitely a favorite for the month as well. Haven't been able to put that down. Thank God. That's pretty much the only thing I pulled for blushes for this basket because I can't stop using it. And then as far as highlighter goes, my favorite for the month is this MAC Trip the Light Fantastic Powder in Luna Luster. And this is gorgeous as well. It's got some mauve, it's got some champagne in there, really, really pretty. I love the way this looks on the skin. It's a pretty subtle highlight, but if you apply it in a certain way, it does give you a pretty intense highlight if you kind of keep going over the same area, but it doesn't settle into your pores, it doesn't settle into any fine lines and give you that, you know, really aged look that some highlighters can do. Super pretty, and I want to bathe in this stuff. Super pretty. And the last thing before I get to my unfavorite, this is the MAC lip conditioner that I have just really started using every night. I had a different lip balm that I was going through, and then I started using this, and I love this. I wake up with my lips feeling really, really soft in the morning, and I just love the way this feels on my lips. So this was definitely a favorite for this month as well. And I have one unfavorite for the month, and it's actually what I'm wearing right now. This is the Michael Kors Dame lipstick, and this was in the last bi-weekly makeup basket because I wanted to try and see if, can't see that, can you? Nope. I wanted to see if I could wear this or if I like this at all. I do like the shade. I like the way it looks on my lips when I apply it. However, I feel like it's really, really patchy and easy to brush off, so I haven't been liking that as much. So that is it for my monthly favorites for the month of September with one unfavorite. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.